Hello everybody, Kane here today with another episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we are back on the world after another little break due to just more busy stuff. But anyway, today we're gonna be taking a bit of a chill video episode type thing and just accomplishing one small, easy to do goal, and that is dismantling the old Therizinosaurus exhibit. Because, well, if you've watched any of the past few videos, you know we made a new one, so we don't really need this one here anymore. And even though I will say real quick, I am probably going to put another enclosure somewhere around here, or continue to expand the Dilophosaurus exhibit out this way. I'm gonna need to tear this whole thing out anyway, because I kind of have different plans and different ideas for what we really want to do over here, so it's just easier if we kind of get rid of the old build. And it's a good thing I have the Silk Touch pickaxe, because I seem to remember I was running low on sand. But then again, I'm always running low on materials nowadays, just because I haven't speak English, Caden. I haven't gone on as many resource runs as I really need to recently. Again, just down to the fact, school's busy. So busy. Oh wow. See, this is one of those things I completely forget about half the time. It's just that there's like so much to, oh, this is a cavern. I don't know why I filled it in with leaf block, or not a cavern, a chasm. I don't know why I filled it in with leaf blocks, but I did for some reason. I don't know. It's a very me thing to do, I feel like, though. But yeah, anyway, today, yep, we're just doing this. We're just gonna take out this enclosure and figure out what we're doing from here. Also, if you didn't see, oh, and we've fallen through the floor again. Whatever. If you didn't see, a few days, yesterday, I guess, actually, no, like 2 days ago, we hit 10,000 subscribers, which is super cool. Yeah, that was really awesome. So thank you a lot for that, guys. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to see that the channel's actually gotten here, because I don't really think I ever expected to hit that number. Yeah, no, I don't really think I ever did really expect that to happen. I was more like, oh yeah, you know, maybe we'll hit like 5K at some point, and then by that point I'll have to go do like real life things. I won't be able to make videos anymore. But no, we actually we got to hit 10K, so that's really awesome. So thank you again for that, guys. That's super awesome. Super awesome to see. I'm gonna try and avoid real quick just breaking the base of this exhibit, so that way I don't have to constantly fall through the floor, because that's really annoying. But yeah. Anyway, as for Dinos itself, I'm still trying to figure out what we're doing here, to a degree, because just in a way, partially due to just well, the other stuff we've been working on, like the aquarium series and Reborn, and me being so busy, I haven't spent as much time on the Dinos world as I really need to. Well, I have spent some time on it, but it's been more fixing things than actually just, you know, like showing up on the world to figure out projects for episodes. But yeah, I haven't really figured out exactly what it is I want to work on. And I know people will probably be like, oh, get the T-Rex, get the Spinosaurus, and all that kind of stuff. And they will be brought into the park eventually. There's a problem though. And there's a very, at least I would say, two very good reasons why neither of those dinosaurs have been brought into the park yet. The first being, well, I want to make their exhibits phenomenal. I want them to have absolutely incredible enclosures, and you know, I really want to take my time planning them out and making them really good. And the second issue is the fact, I think I even mentioned this in a previous episode, we're running very low on animals right now. In fact, aside from the aquatic creatures and the pterosaurs, if we're talking just like straight up exhibit animals, not aquarium animals or aviary animals, we have 3 creatures left, being the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus and the Parasaurolophus. that means at most, assuming, you know, each exhibit takes the usual length, which is somewhere between 2 to 5 episodes to make the full enclosure. Yeah, we're looking at about, even if it's max, 15 episodes worth of content before we run out of dinosaurs to get. Which, yeah, that's not a lot of time. Like, if you really think about it, that's really very few videos to make. So yeah, that's one of the big reasons why I'm rather hesitant right now about getting either of them, because, you know, it's like, yeah, would it be cool? Yeah, it would, but I also need to be able to continue making content on the world. Yeah, I kind of, saving those 2 dinosaurs is kind of like a backup, considering, I mean, I know we are going to get the paleontology update at some point, but like with everything fossils and archaeology, there's no guarantee of when that update's coming. It could be next month, it could be 3 months from now, it could be a year and a half from now. We don't know. And if we don't have any idea of when it's coming to, like, you know, when we're actually going to be able to access all that stuff, I can't really plan accordingly for that. Like, if I knew exactly when the update was coming out, right? Which, of course, I wouldn't, and don't, before people ask, I have no idea when the update's coming. I would plan accordingly. I'd be like, oh, okay, we only have to wait, like, X amount of months, so I can wait, I can start this project now, I can wait on this one a little bit, which projects do I really want to prioritize at the moment, all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff that I really love doing. But as of right now, it's like, well, I don't know how many more, you know, I don't know how much more content I really need to be able to, like, get out of this series before we can, you know, jump into the real fun stuff, which is, you know, like what we do every time there's a lot of updates, which is just the mass building of enclosures to get all the new animals in and all that stuff. We do that every update pretty much. You know, there's always the section of time where I'm just building constantly, getting all the new animals in and all this stuff. And of course we haven't had that in a while and whatnot, but you know, hopefully we'll get there soon. I'm very excited for the next update. I think I've got some really cool designs and ideas planned out for a few of the creatures we know are being added. That doesn't mean I've got everything planned out, but yeah, I've got some cool ideas for stuff we can do. Also, now that we're actually talking about this series in general, if you guys haven't seen it, I don't know how many people watch these after they're done. I mean, I'm sure some people do. I guess I got a couple of views after we finished streaming, but we did do a live stream yesterday to celebrate. Well, if you're watching this the day it's gone up, it was yesterday. To celebrate us hitting 10,000 subscribers, and we looked at a bunch of old parks I've built over the years. And we were looking at one in particular. Now, there was a bit of a debate in the chat over whether or not I should just continue that park as its own series, or if I should just work on bringing some of its builds back over to this world. And I'm leaning much more towards the bringing builds back to this world. Anyway, basically, we looked at an old park I'd made. Basically, it was the park actually right before we started working on this one. Well, I say right before we started working on this one, I mean, it was months before we started working on this world, actually. Yeah, it was, yeah, how long ago was that? That was ages ago. But basically, it was the park I made before this one. We never finished that one. We just kind of abandoned it after a while, because of various reasons. But anyway, there were some really incredible builds on it. Just some fantastic buildings. The exhibits themselves weren't that great, but I had done some fantastic animal shelters, some fantastic structures, all this kind of stuff. And basically, I'm kind of looking at figuring out all the dimensions, like figuring out all the designs and all this stuff, and rebuilding them in this world. And yeah, so that might take up a couple of episodes, get us to 150. There, of course, you know, we do have one more dinosaur we're gonna get before the next world download, being our Parasaurolophus. And then we'll kind of go from there and kind of see what happens. Yeah, it's really weirding me out that we've reached this many episodes already. Granted, it has been 2 years, so I guess that shouldn't surprise me that much. Although, that being said, despite the series now being 2 years old, it doesn't feel 2 years old. Mostly because, much like the channel itself, I mean, I really only started doing this, like, properly about a year and a half ago now. About a year and a half ago, I'd say. Like, where I actually started, pushing out a consistent amount of content and all that kind of stuff. And I should have just left this open so that way I could hop back out should I fall in again. But whatever. There we go. Much better. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so yeah, it's really weird thinking that this series has made it this far. And I think there still is don't worry, for those of you who really do love the series, don't worry, there is still a lot of life left in this world and lots of things left to do. It's just, yeah, university doesn't make it easy to always make all this content. So yeah, if the series disappears sometimes for a week or two, it's not because I've quit, it's because I don't have time. Because these videos usually, not today's episode obviously, since we're just kind of tearing something down and not building and any of that, but usually the form of content I do with this, I mean, it tends to take a little while to record, and isn't the easiest content to make. So yeah, that's kind of why sometimes these videos don't always go up. But anyway, yeah, it's just weird that we're hitting that number, and the fact, like, this could easily go on for quite a while more as we continue to work on, like, improving things. I think that's also the weird issue with doing this, right? So, for those of you who have been around the channel for a while, you guys will remember we used to do seasons instead of just one long park. Because if this was that, we would have finished by now, and we probably would have started another zoo instead of continuing this one. And it's really weirding me out that we're still here. And it's interesting. On one hand, I really have enjoyed it. It's been really nice just to stick with one project for this long. But on the other hand, there is a bit of an issue I've discovered with how I do things and this series. And that is year to year. So like between the first episode of this series and say episode 100 and then, episode 100 to episode 200, well, when we get to episode 200 at least, my building skills improve, which means I do all these builds, and a lot of them get to be fairly massive builds. The problem with that is then that, I've improved so much, I start making new stuff, and the new stuff looks so much better than the old stuff. And then we have this weird dilemma of, well, what do we do here? Do we continue to fix the old stuff and bring it up to date, or do we just keep adding? And yeah, that's my kind of issue with running long series, I guess. Well, that and after so many episodes and so much time, people kind of stop watching and whatnot. But yeah. Anyway, we're making pretty good progress here. I'm still not sure what I want to put over here yet. It's not anything we're really gonna work on super soon. I just felt like taking, why do we have an iron bar there? I just felt like taking the actual like fencing out today just cause, well, it was something to do that I could think of. Since, I don't know, I couldn't really think of any other projects I wanted to work on today. I know there's the info center thing we've been working on a couple of episodes, but I don't know, I just haven't really got any idea on how I want to do the the interior for it yet, so I didn't really want to, spend a ton of time on that and just come up with something I wasn't going to be happy with. So, yeah, it's like, why do a build that you're not going to be able to figure out and not going to be happy with when you're done with it? Like, you can already tell that's how it's going to be, versus just, do a small little demo project that is going to be needed to be done anyway and kind of do that instead. But yeah. Man, it's really weird when I do content like this where we just do a straight on recording and talk a ton, because I do that so infrequently now. I mean, I know we do that for the aquarium series, but it's a bit different there. Anyway, speaking of the aquarium series, for those of you who I'm sure are about to ask me in the comments, okay, then where is the aquarium series? It's coming, it is. I've just had to spend, so basically, because I can still talk, while I continue to tear this down. I spent around 3 or so hours building up everything in the time lapses and like finishing the whole exterior of the build. And then I went to go start working on the time lapses themselves, like editing them, cutting them down, speeding them up, all this kind of stuff, right? That's important for the episode. And the time lapse was broken. Both of them. So I lost about 3 hours progress. Now, luckily, I did back up the world beforehand because I was afraid something like that would happen. So I was like, well, you know, let's take a bit of precaution here. And instead of just blindly assuming that it's going to work, let's assume it's not going to work. Huh. Well, you know what? I didn't realize there was a ravine here anymore. I vaguely remember this being a thing way back in the day, but yeah. Huh. What do you know? See, another problem of... I think the only reason I lived there was because, or I survived that fall was because I've got, what, like, feather falling? Oh, okay. We're gonna live. I choose life right now. Not dying to a skeleton. All right, come on. There we go. Oh, and I'm on fire. Okay, we gotta eat up real quick just so we don't die, because that would be really unfortunate. That doesn't quite take me all the way up. Okay, well, we got cobblestone here, so we can just mine our way up. Anyway, so basically, raising the aquarium episode is taking a really long time. I'm gonna try and have it finished by tomorrow, but I only kind of recently restarted the time lapses and making all the progress, so it might take a little bit longer than I was expecting. So yeah, that's what's happening there. Yeah, just unfortunate accident with the recording, but yeah, hopefully we will be back with that series as soon as possible, and we can continue building stuff for it. That being said, though, again, for those of you who have been enjoying it, I should wait, are we in the Compy exhibit? Oh my gosh, we're in the Compy exhibit. Wow, again, a testament on this world. I would say we haven't necessarily made all the greatest exhibits, nor have we made the nicest of builds necessarily, although I think we've gotten a lot better. The Raptor House does look fantastic. But it's kind of undeniable that I have done, you know, like everyone would have to agree, I've done some pretty impressive terraforming here, because man, you cannot tell that any of this stuff was here. You know, like, who would have known that ravine's there, you know? Who would have known most of the stuff that's in this world was here, you know, until I accidentally fall through the world, because apparently, you know, I only put like one layer of dirt. Honestly, maybe I should cover more of these things up with wool instead of dirt, so that way I can't just dig straight through it and like die instantly upon falling through the floor. What was this? Was this part of the build, or was this like, was this an old fence wall? Oh, it was. Oh, this was part of the old Dinosaurs fence, and this was part of the river we were working on. Oh wow, that's an old project. Man, I forgot we were even building a river. Yeah, that was way back at the beginning of the series. We were gonna have a river which flowed. Wow, my voice. There we go. Where was that? I actually want to go look for this now. I think. Well, I know one of the vents is here, but I think, if I'm correct at least, the river originally was flowing from somewhere around here. I don't know why I suddenly want to go look for this, but I do. Let's quickly just like hop up here and we'll put that back. Yeah, I think somewhere yep, there we go. I knew it was up here. Yeah, we had a big river coming out of here, a big custom river we had built that came out of there and flowed all the way through here and around here, and yeah, wow. Man, I'd completely forgotten about that, just because, you know, again, it does make me laugh. Sometimes it doesn't happen as much now since we've done the world downloads, but back in the day, tons of people used to ask what the world seed was. And this was probably more often around episode 50 or so, and that just always made me laugh because, you know, for anyone who would have gotten what the world actually was, you know, it's like you wouldn't be getting this world at all, because, you know, it's like the whole thing right now is just, it's mostly just custom placed blocks. Like I have very little original terrain making up exhibits. I mean, there is some, like this river is mostly natural, although I did expand the banks a bit and do stuff like that. But I mean, like most of the exhibit terrain, completely well, I guess artificial is probably the correct term, but whatever. It's mostly artificial. I built all this because I was like, well, you know, I haven't got the terrain I want, so I'll make the terrain I want, which I mean, I guess that's just how the channel goes, isn't it? Or how I do things, isn't it? You know, it's like, I mean, I always felt like that was a good idea, though. You know, it's like, well, why try and find the perfect world to build something on when I can make it the perfect world to build something on? That being said, I still really wish I had an ocean on this map because, man, not having an ocean nearby is, well, really complicating some things. Namely aquarium stuff, because, man, that's hard to build. But yeah, that's really weird to see now. Maybe we just don't even throw an exhibit out here. We could literally just leave this as, like, terrain, although wasn't I thinking of I think I was thinking of moving the Dryos over here, and I do actually kind of like this idea of, I mean, we obviously couldn't have it like this. We could build like a low fence like right here or something, and then, yeah, have the Dryos living out here. I mean, there's tons of space for them. That could actually be really nice. I can make a really good Dryo exhibit instead of having them in this tiny little corner here. And then we could incorporate this more into that exhibit, because I think the Ceratos still need, man, I feel like this is the most complicated exhibit to build. Just because, although yes, it works and it's cool, I don't know, it just, there's a problem with it. And that is, it's on the top of a hill. And you might be like, oh, well, that's not that big of an issue. It really is in terms of park planning. I mean, we got the house up here, and that's not really the big issue. It's just, there's nothing else up here. You have the Edaphosaur, or what was the Edaphosaurus exhibit, and now it's just a holding pen for now. That doesn't have anything reason to bring you up here. The Stegos are over there. The Dryos are down there, but there's literally no reason to go up here. And there's no reason for the Ceratos to be up here, which is really is making me think we need to move them down more into the park itself and off the top of the mountain finally. But we'll see. You know, like, yeah, I've got tons of time to come up with plans and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, well, I guess we finished our main goal for today, so that's good. And I'm kind of just rambling now, so we should probably end the episode off. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you got some enjoyment out of this. You know, just a little bit of a chill, laid-back episode kind of thing. But yeah, next episode, hopefully I'll have something cool set up, some cool plans to work on, and we can go from there. So thank you again for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed. And until next time, guys, see ya.